Hi there.
Hi.
How are you? I dressed up for you.
Aw. You look nice.
Thank you. So do you. You look
Thank
happy.
you. Listen. We gotta make ourselves look, beautiful this time.
It is true. It is so true. It's such a weird time that we're going through. I don't feel so tense, but before I get into how I'm feeling, I'm going to introduce the show. Okay?
Okay.
So this is Arlene J.M. Grant, and today is God and Matter, and we are speaking with Arniece Greene, who is a realtor at Redfin Realty in the state of Maryland. She has over 20 years experience in property management and became a realtor was it 2017?
Yes.
2017. So I've said a bit about who you are. Why don't you tell us, who are you, Arniece, and more than what you do as a job?
Okay. Awesome. Well, I am a wife. I am a mom. I'm a twin, and I have twins. And I am. What you say?
I didn't know you had twins also.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. I am a realtor. And all the above and then some.
Wow.
So
So how are you managing as wife, mother, twin sister, mother of twins? And I think you have more than twins, is that right?
yes, so I
Okay.
have three girls and one boy. Two older girls. One is not like she's 8, she'll be 9 tomorrow, and then a 10-year-old, and then the twins, they are 5, boy, girl.
Oh, wow. So how are you managing being a realtor? I mean, people are still buying property, I think, and
Yes.
being mom and your kids are at home. And now that we have this new stay at home order in Maryland, that further restricts what you can do. So how are you handling that?
Crazy and busy. So I have learned lately, actually, I've just gotten into really the rhythm of things. Prayer has become my number one source, literally, with the kids being home. And then talking to other people as well, is learning how to structure my day. So at night before I even lay down and go to bed, I actually I have my journal that I write in, and I structure how my day is going to be the next day. It don't always go to plan, but as long as I have, my schedule and structure for the next day, it works out well. If I don't, and I don't have any structure, everything is in chaos, literally. So, because I already know for work with Redfin, we have our conference calls. Literally, business has not stopped. We've gone virtual. So if I have a client that wants to see a home, or they want to, talk, we do virtual tours. Like this morning, I went to a vacant home, and I actually was on a call with my client for FaceTime, and they loved it. And they actually want to do an offer. So it's literally nothing has slowed down. Just it's a longer process, maybe, because you have the lenders, they're trying to catch up with everything, with everyone else. People have closings going on, so they're trying to catch up with everything they have on their schedule. So they're trying to juggle everything. But the process of purchasing has not stopped. It's still going on. So that, and in between that, I make sure the kids are on their schedule with learning. And I even have the girls read to the twins if I'm on my conference call, or, doing homework, doing work with them. And then my husband, he's a police officer. So of course he's essential. So he's in and out and he's gone. But if he'll go and he'll get in his car and he may read something to the twins and to the girls for homework to help me out, which helps out a lot. So he does that on his phone or FaceTime as well. So, we're working that in between each other as well.
That's amazing. So how do you feel with him being out there serving the public? I mean, that is an honor to be a police officer who's doing the right thing. How is that working out for him? How is he managing?
I pray for him. We pray for him every night before we go to bed. I tell him, don't come in his house without you take your clothes off at the door. But it's working out. He loves what he does. So he's like, I'm not going to be home. I'm staying out there, doing what I need to do, which is awesome. But all we can do is pray and, make sure that, they come home each night and they do what they need to do. They give them the tools they need as far as, gloves and sanitizer and everything like that. And he makes sure, because, we have kids. So he's aware and makes sure that he's taking the proper precautions each and every day he goes out there.
That's awesome. Tell him I said thank you. I don't live in your county, but I appreciate anybody who's committed to helping people. So
Yeah.
tell him I said thank you.
Thank you.
So let me ask you this just for his safety, because I do some things with health. That's one of my interests, even though I'm an attorney turned artist. But vitamin E oil or olive oil, like in his nose, does he know about that?
Oh, I don't know. But
Because
what is
the
it
virus, it gets into your nasal passages, right? That's how it gets you. Or it
for?
can go orally or through a wound, I think, on your skin or something. So moisturizing is really important with all that hand washing. They're not talking about it, but moisturizing, and I'm not a doctor, I'm just talking from experience and what I've been told and what works for me, because I don't get sick like colds and stuff like that typically. But putting olive oil or vitamin E oil inside your nose, like using a Q-tip, he should do that in the morning before he leaves and when he comes home.
Oh, that's no. See, I just learned something new. I did not know about that, but I'm going to ask him definitely as soon as we get off this call, just to
Yeah.
see. Yeah, that's good info.
In the old days, actually, they do recommend vitamin E as well, like in the medical community, like scientifically. But in the old days, people used to put Vaseline in their nose to prevent them from getting sick.
Really?
Yeah, I had a client and I was telling her because she's 81, a former client, and she's 81. And I was like, make sure you put, she's like, oh, honey, I put Vaseline in my nose. Both my nostrils have Vaseline.
Wow.
Yeah, it protects you. It protects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
So, everybody's not harmful to anybody. I mean, the Bible talks about olive oil all the time. So,
Right, right.
yeah,
That's
anoint your
awesome.
head with oil, so anoint that as well.
I'm going to do that today.
Okay. All right. And you too. You're out there meeting.
Definitely.
Yeah. With what you do, what advice would you give to someone now who says, wow, I was planning, it's spring. Spring is normally the active time for realtors and properties are getting, dusted up and ready to go on the market. What do you recommend to people now if they're looking for a realtor? I mean, ideally they'll find you, but what do you recommend? How should they do it?
I definitely do your research because you want to make sure you have the right person, the right brokerage representing you, and make sure that person, whoever you pick, knows the ins and outs. Make sure they have good lenders with them. You want to make sure you have the right lender, a good title company. Just make sure, like I said, do your research to make sure that person who's representing you knows everything of what you want for you and your family, and as well as backing you up as far as purchasing the property.
Okay. Now, what about situations like now, unfortunately, with what's happened with coronavirus, so many people have unemployment, they've lost their jobs. Are these people still eligible to buy homes? I mean, how does that work?
The best thing to do is to contact their lender to see what's the right way they should go. In some instances, yes, some may still, because they could have already locked in a good rate, and it's locked in. Some rates have been locked in right now for 60 days, and some
Oh, like the pre-qualified?
yeah, yeah. And some are locked in for 74 days. So it all depends on, everyone is different. Everyone's situation is different. The first thing to do is contact your lender to see what's the best route you should go. Should you wait? Could you continue? Some people can continue. Some people can't. Like I said, everyone's situation is different. But contact your lender first so they know the right way to go. Your agent will not be the best person to tell you because they don't know your situation as far as your income, the ins and outs, like the lender will know. So that's why I say contact your lender first.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. With regard to people who have their houses and because of this situation, they want to sell their house. Maybe they were thinking about downsizing anyway, or maybe this event is necessitating them having to downsize, or they've had some introspection and they say, maybe we have a little bit too much stuff going on. How can they get their best price, not being taken advantage of, thinking maybe it's going to be sell-off market because people can't afford their homes and wanting to avoid foreclosure, all those kinds of things. What would you tell people?
It really is up to them to decide on which way they want to go. Like I said, they should contact their lender. Their listing agent is a great asset in this because they can tell them, reference to the market, which way the market is going right now. Literally every day the market is shifting. It's going up and down. We're not sure what the rate is going to be, what the interest rate is going to be tomorrow. One day we saw the interest rate at being 3.5. The next day it skyrocketed to maybe 5%. It's really vulnerability right now in reference to the market and the interest rates. But I would definitely say that's what I said, contact your lender. And then as far as selling, your agent will be a great tool to know which way the market is shifting up and down. We literally get emails every day. We're talking with our brokerages every day in meetings and conference calls because they're keeping us abreast of everything that's going on. Some people want to say, hey, let me wait it out. Let me wait it out for a week or two just to see which way it's going to go, because people don't want everyone in their homes. But like I said, a lot of people are doing virtual tours. A lot of sellers are doing virtual tours, and they are getting offers on their homes. So like, that's what everyone is different. Definitely do what you feel best is for yourself and for your family. But you want to make sure you're going to get the right price, a good price for your home too. The market has not slowed down. So I won't say just, jump the gun and just stop, put a hold on your sale. Wait it out a little bit. Just see, weigh your options, see what the best option may be for your family. But I say it's full speed ahead right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what about, and I talked about downsizing, but there might be some people now who are like, I really like being at home. We need a bigger house. Mm-hmm. So that's an option as well, right?
Definitely.
So if you were to make a change in your life based upon this whole coronavirus situation, what would you do?
Since the front seat line of everything that's going on, I would increase. I would want a bigger lifestyle right now. I think it's the best time because of, like I said, the market is changing every day. But we have seen the lowest interest rates that we've seen in years. So I would definitely try to lock in that interest rate. And I would tell my husband, let's do it now. It's the prime time right now for it. Prime time.
Great. I think that's sound advice. I like your approach to advice. I used to be a loan officer and did mortgage settlements years ago before I went to college. And so I can see the wisdom that you're speaking about. With regard to being a mom and doing homeschooling, because you're doing virtual school, right? But you have to do homeschooling at the same time?
Some days. Just go back and forth, depends.
So where do you get your curriculum from?
Online. I've been Googling. The teachers have also sent us some information as well. So I've learned, like with my twins, it's totally different. they're like, well, you're not the teacher, you're not the boss, I'm like, listen, I do know. So that's why I had to, come up with different ways for them to learn. They need more fun, more interactive things, more things that they stand up and can see and do. Whereas the older girls, they're good. I tell them to read their book or do their dream box or something online, and they're good for an hour. The twins maybe have to shift it out, give them something fun to do for 30 minutes, and then they can go to reading and then shift it back to something fun. But like, I know that they're good for a good hour to learn, and then we take a recess or something. So whereas the girls they can learn maybe longer, good 2 to 3 hours, they're good. So it's shifting, and then Googling activities. Friends have also sent me different things that I can do with the kids and that they've seen that's good also. So my friends and family have been great resources. I think this time with what's going on with the coronavirus, we have been getting together as family more on the phone and with Zoom and been bouncing ideas back off on each other. So that's why I say this time it's a lot with everything that's going on. It's stressful, but it's also been a blessing because I've been interacting with my family more. We've been laughing more. We've been sharing ideas more. So it's actually been a blessing as we can sit down and talk and learn more from each other.
See, I love that. I think family is important, and the idea that you're looking at the positive and not just the inconvenience of the moment of being able to stay put for your protection and the protection of others is a healthy way to approach it. So I applaud you for that. Now, your kids, I saw a video recently, and there was a little girl having a tantrum, and she looked like she was maybe 2 or 3. And she just kept saying, I hate this house, because she was stuck at home. So how are you managing, like if your kids want to go to a park? I'm not sure if you're going to a park. I wouldn't unless I was sure it was safe. But with little ones, because they run so fast, I'm not sure that I would do that.
Yeah, so we've been having our outside time. We've been having our walks, and they've been riding their bikes and playing. And we walked past the playground where they've seen, the kids out there playing. I'm like, no, like I don't even think they should be out there like that. But we're just gonna stay on outside and just keep walking. And I let them have their time. I let them, if they, want to fuss for a second, I let them have their fuss time. Then I'm like, are you okay? All right, let's get back to, doing what we're supposed to do. Because I believe, kids should have that. We shouldn't, if they want a tantrum for a second, because their life has shifted. Their life has changed. They're used to being at school and seeing their friends and playing, when now they're like in a house with mommy and they're like, no. So we got to shift. We have to shift our mind and our thinking to that, to let them have that time that they need to, get themselves adjusted. If they need a tantrum for 5 minutes, give it to them. Tell them, go in the basement, go in, in your room and have your tantrum. Come back once you're okay, and let's get to doing what we need to do.
You're an awesome mom. That is awesome. That is exactly what it is. They need to get that out. It shouldn't be suppressed. It should be processed after the experience and move forward. I mean, that's how healing and how complete human beings are built, right?
Just like us as adults, we need it as well. It's good. It is good for us.
Yeah, I completely agree. So with your sharing on Instagram, you share a lot and you share great things. And there are two things I wanted to ask you about in your connection to them. One, you shared about a story time. I believe in story time. You said that your older children are reading to the younger ones, which I love, or that your husband, after serving the public, comes in and helps you to read to your children as well. You shared about another story time, because there's some parents out there that may be illiterate and not able to truly read to their children, or they don't have the material to read to their children, or the money to go buy books to read to their children right now, or they're afraid to bring in books to the house because they think it's unsafe. What is this story time about?
So the story time is, we have a Zoom call, and it's with church, that we started doing for the younger generation, because like we said, everything is shifted for them. And they're used to seeing, their peers and the kids in their classes. So now you can get on Zoom. We do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where we have different volunteers to read to the kids. And that's why just to, and we talk to them too about the book that we just read. We ask them questions like, I think I read a book in reference to being a bully at school. So we ask them questions, what's a bully? What are you supposed to do if you come across a bully? And do you like anyone bullying you? And just different questions to get them interacting throughout their day and throughout their week that they may not get at home, like you said, which a lot of kids don't. So this is just a way just to get them out of their norm right now and have someone else instead of their parents reading to them, and to get them interacting. It's like usually if it's someone else getting it interactive, they're with it. If it's their parents, they're like, no, but they like, another person doing it for them. And then it's like, it's a lot of different resources. Amazon they have free books right now that, if anyone want to log on to Amazon, they can download free books for their kids and it'll read to them. It's audio. So they have a lot of different resources that I've Googled as well for the kids to get them reading and to make sure they stay reading during this time.
That's beautiful. Now, the group that you have, can you say what the name of that is, that people, when they hear this podcast, can find it, the story time?
Yes, it's First Sundays Worship. On IG, it's First Sundays. And if you have Facebook, it's First Sundays Worship as well.
And the website is?
firstsundays.com.
Okay. .com or .org?
.com.
Okay, firstsundays.com. And there you can find Storytime Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yes.
The link for the Zoom.
Yes.
And it's open to anyone?
It's open to anyone. It's at 12 o'clock. It's usually 30 minutes, but open to everyone. Anyone who wants to learn.
That's awesome. I don't know if you know, I write children's books. Do you know that?
Oh,
I do.
Awesome.
One thing I'm missing so much during this time period, and it's painful, is I usually do tutoring on Mondays. I volunteer at a school. And because the schools are shut, there is no child. And so I have to contact the reading partners that I volunteer with and like, I think you should do something virtual. I think you should do something virtual.
That's
And
awesome.
the other issue is that a lot of children don't have Wi-Fi access.
Yeah.
So, some of them have cell phones though. So they're working out something that's virtual, but I'd love to volunteer and read to the kids. I have 2 books. I'd love to read.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you to be a church member to read, but I'll do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
I
you,
commit to
Arlene.
doing that. I love it. I think it's so important for children to read and to have wholesome stories that allow them to be children, but also to build compassion and empathy and to teach them about love and overcoming fear, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. I had a thought before in my head. I talked to my sister in reference to it that I wanted to actually write a children's book as well.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. You should. If it's in your heart, this is an ideal time. I know you're busy, but I started writing when I had nieces and nephews that I needed to tell them stories. They say, Auntie Arlene, tell me a story. And so I would read them stories, but then they're like, well, tell me a story, like make one up. And I was like, okay. So I started making up stories and they're like, oh, that's really good. You know what?
That's awesome.
I'm glad you like it. So then I started writing, based on my love for them. And so it's a good thing. So you're a mom, you had a varied life. You have a lot of stories to tell.
Yes, I do.
And we need that diversity. So
That's true.
I encourage you. If I can encourage you and help you to do that, let me know.
Thank you.
Sure. Now, the other thing that you shared on Instagram recently nearly brought me to tears. And it was a parade and some teachers. Can you tell me what that was about, where these teachers were, and what exactly happened?
Yes, it was so awesome. You're gonna make me tear up right now. Yes, so the teachers, they send links and emails out each day, and the girls teachers email them, and they miss them so much. It's really beautiful to see how much the teachers miss these kids. Like they missed them. So they came together and they wanted to do like a parade of each community that the kids go to from the school. So they sent us the email and said, they're leaving the school at a certain time. Make sure, have the kids, they can write up banners, draw anything, and stand outside to greet the teachers as they come through the community. And they gave us a time. And they said that they were going to be out there. They said, you'll hear us once you hear the horns and everything. And it was awesome. The kids drew their signs, and it was so many kids in the community. Everyone came out to see the teachers and the parade of teachers. It was awesome. And see the tears on the teachers' faces looking at the kids. And
now you're making me cry. Okay.
Oh my God, it was awesome. It was so beautiful. It's like it's good for the kids to see how the teachers feel about them and how they feel about the community. It's really awesome. Like this is the thing that they should be showing on the news. How much the teachers came out, how much they cared about the kids for them to come out of their own homes to, let them know we're still here for you all. It was amazing. It really was.
That is amazing. That is so amazing. That clip, if you can send it to me, I'll post it along with your episode, and that we can people can see what we're talking about because it is so beautiful.
I definitely will. I'll send it right to you.
Thanks. And those stories that you're talking about, it's so true. John Krasinski, an actor, recently launched this good news channel, or I don't know if you're aware of it. So he's putting out good news. It's called Some Good News is what it is, Some Good News. And it is positive, like millions of people have taken a look at this. He just launched it. He's about to do it again. It's just a little tiny show he does in his house with a sign made from his children. And he is promoting just good stories of love and encouragement, which people need. I mean, we know that there's a problem that exists, but we need to not just focus on the problem. Focus on maybe the positives the problem has resulted in, and the solutions to empower people, right? I
agree. That's why I tell the kids every night, like, I know we're in the house. Because even if I run to the grocery store, I'm like, no, I don't want you guys to go with me. You stay right here. But take them out to get some fresh air. I know it's a drag, but that's why I try to make each day fun. Like last night, I was like, okay, what you guys want to do today that's fun? And they were like, let's just have a play day. I'm like, okay, we just have a play day.
Right?
But let them get into the scheduling. Let them do something. Let them help you cook, which my girls love to do. Let them, do something that's going to be fun for them and even make you mad, but let them do it because they're just in the house. They're not used to all of this. We just got to make something good out of each day that we're here.
You could also do car rides to like the mountains and different things like that, right?
Yeah, something where you don't even have to get out of the car.
Right. Just see the mountains, One of the things that I've done is just connecting with nature. And trying to keep more than what they say is the social distance for my safety and the safety of others.
Right.
And I've just been reconnecting with nature, and it's just a beautiful thing. Things that are even free can be so fulfilling, and things that we took for granted.
I agree. We did that. We went to, me and my sisters one morning, went to Great Falls.
I love it.
That was my first time there. I'm definitely coming back here. It was just, like you said, being one with nature out there, just seeing the water and just the park. It was just beautiful. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, just be careful before you go to a park, to those listening and to you as well, because they have been closing some parks down.
Right. I just heard about that yesterday.
Yeah, they're not understanding how to maintain social distance.
Yeah.
Those things are being taken away. But, you can do drive-bys.
Right.
Yeah. With play dates, do you do virtual play dates too?
Yes, we do virtual play. We just had one yesterday with one of the twins' friends, and they love it. They absolutely, we do FaceTime or like Zoom, set up a Zoom meeting, and they just, just have their little kid chat for a good 30 minutes or so. And we even had, last week we did a lunch virtual play date, which they love. So it was awesome.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so nice, a virtual lunch play date.
Yes.
A friend of mine is doing a virtual Seder, which is like a Jewish Passover Seder and dinner, and it's virtual. And I was like, it's virtual? So everybody has to cook, I guess, and we eat, and we watch each other and talk through this.
Oh, nice. I like that.
I like the idea, but in a way, I'm kind of like, I'm cooking for one, and a lot of people have large families. So just so this is my little plate,
Yeah, that could be.
So, but it's an interesting thing. I didn't talk to you about why you decided to become a realtor. Why?
Well, so I was in the apartment residential industry for over 20 years. And then I had the twins in 2015. So right around that time, I was like, I want to be home with the kids more. I prayed, I said, Lord, when it's time for my twins to go to school, I want to make sure I'm there for them when they go to school. I prayed for all of that. I want to be the one to take them. I want to be the one to pick them up, to, ask them how their day was, to talk to the teacher, to make sure I'm a part of something in the school so they know who I am. I prayed for that when the twins were in my stomach. So and my sister, she's been a realtor for over 15 years now. So she would always say, Niecy, she called me Niecy, you should, come and be a realtor to give you that time that you need, that you want to be, be there for the kids and still make sure you're good financially with them and do what you all need to do. And plus, I love the customer service aspect of everything, talking to the clients, talking to anyone. I go up in the grocery store and talk to anyone and say, hey, let me give you my card for this. So it was like perfect timing because I was in that moment. I was okay. I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to make an adjustment. The twins are about to be going to preschool, and it's about that time. So I actually worked with my sister for a year as her transactional coordinator to learn the ins and outs of everything. So she taught me a lot. I learned a lot. Plus I took the real estate class during that time. This was a year before the twins went to school. And then it took me a good amount of time to take the real estate test, but I passed it, and I love it. I love it because I still get to know. I get to know my clients in and out. I get a lot of referrals. I'm here for my kids whenever they need me. I block out my calendar if I need to go on a field trip, go to the class. I've gone to the school to read to the class. I love it. I love being there and knowing what's going on in school for them. And like I said, I prayed for this. I've prayed for this moment and this time to do that. And I'm so thankful that I'm able to, because they know I'm here. And if the teacher needs me, she'll call me and say, hey, Ms. Greene, can you do this? I'm like, sure, no problem. That's just me. I just love doing stuff like that. So
that's awesome. You get a mom award, okay? If I had one, I would give you an award.
oh,
I'm gonna make a painting for you. I actually painted these behind me.
look at that. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm gonna send you a painting. I'll get your address later. I'm gonna make you a painting.
Oh,
You're a beautiful soul. We met because I photographed an event that celebrated their birthdays. But I'm going to send you a painting. It won't be that big, but I will send you a painting because you are a beautiful soul. You need somebody to deposit some beauty back into you because you put a lot there. As far as your faith, you mentioned the Lord and praying. So how does your faith shape who you are? I know you seem to be very prayer directed. What does that look like, your prayer life? Because a lot of people are like, I don't know how to pray.
I'm thankful for my mom and my grandmother. Literally, they kept us in church, to each his own in reference to their prayer life and their religious beliefs. But my mom she's really instrumental on us, having that background. So, and it's, I guess, instilled in me from being a child, literally. She was like, when we were in high school, if you went out Saturday night, you were going to church Sunday morning. So don't think you sleeping in this house. And I have three siblings, which is my twin and my brother. So literally, we were in church if not Bible study on Tuesday, we was in church on Sunday mornings. So it's been instilled in me as a child, and I try to instill that into my kids. If we're like right now on Sundays, we go online to watch church. But I think I have faith. Literally, I pray for what I believe in, and I thank God because He has helped me in a lot. I pray because I'm human too. I get stressed out and I'm like, Lord, what am I going to do? But I believe in the power of prayer. I think it helps build a family. It helps your situation. I've seen it for myself that, with prayer, we can get through anything, literally.
I do believe that. I do believe that. I am a praying soul. I do advocate people try prayer and meditation. And when
meditation.
Yeah.
Yes. I actually have done Transcendental Meditation, and I loved it. Actually works. Yes, it really works.
Describe that. What's that like? Because some people don't know.
Yes. One of my jobs, our employer actually paid for us to take Transcendental Meditation. That's because, with any job, it's stressful. It's stress, a lot of stress that comes with it, especially when you're dealing with the people. Like I was a property manager, and they wanted to make sure, like they even built a room on the other side of our building that we can go to and just meditate for an hour. That could, and this is outside of your lunchtime. So we all took a class of just having that time with yourself to be stress-free, to not think about anything other than, being one with yourself and making sure there's nothing, no evil thoughts or mean thoughts or bad thoughts coming into your mind, because you're dealing with people every day, and you have different attitudes and different situations. They want to make sure you're taking care of yourself first before you can help anyone else. So it was awesome.
That is awesome, and that is the key, to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else.
Very important.
We sometimes forget that, especially in faith communities. There's often this idea that you put yourself last. Like there's a grocery store that I love, and I'm not going to name it, but they have something that says that you should forget about yourself and serve others. I'm like, no, that is not. And it's a faith principled type grocery store. It's one of the leading grocery stores in the country.
Wow.
Bless the heart of the founder, but that is so non-scriptural.
Yeah.
You help others, but you have to be whole in order to help somebody else. You can't be running on fumes.
Definitely. I've learned to listen to my body, and when I need to rest or relax, I definitely do that.
You also exercise.
Yes. Not as often as I should. I have my morning set definitely before the kids get up. I get up at 5 a.m., do my devotionals, I exercise, have my coffee, And then by that time, I'm ready for them to get up and wake and have their breakfast and everything. But I definitely try to exercise for between 20 minutes to an hour, depending on which one I'm doing.
That's great. It's important to exercise the total person and take care of yourself. I mean, I believe we are the temple. The ultimate temple is not a building. It's us.
Yes.
No?
I believe in definitely how you set your tone in the morning, it makes your day, that just makes your day. So if you set your tone, on a schedule, do whatever you need to do, like to make yourself happy for the day and make sure the kids are situated. Then you have to do your work and everything. But as long as you have everything situated by the morning time, I think you're good. Should be good to go for the day.
That's awesome. Now, is there anything that you would want to say that I haven't asked you, or any advice you'd want to give anybody that I haven't asked you?
I would say just to piggyback on, what helps me get through this time, because I'm still, like I said, working and then being a teacher as well. Just have your time, set that block aside at night, and then the morning time for your schedule. Set the tone for your day. And have your journal out to write everything you need to write down for the next day. That sets the tone for everything. Be it so that your day may not go how you picture it, but at least you already have your tone set. So it can sort of go that way. And then, everything else can fall into place. That's about it from there.
That's awesome. Now, for people who want to connect with you, buy a house through you, or sell their house through you, we said that you're at Redfin, but how can they find you?
Yes. So my telephone number is 240-501-0628. You can also go on redfin.com, and under agents, you can put my name in. It's Arniece Greene, E on the end of Greene, and I service the Southern Maryland aspect of it. So you can reach me that way as well. Or my email is arniece.greene@redfin.com. And that's ARNIECE.Greene with the E on the end of Greene @redfin.com.
Awesome. Arniece, it was a blessing and a privilege.
It was a pleasure.
And I'm cutting the shows as time goes on. So I will give you notice when it's ready. But thank you so much. I appreciate that you'll send me the clip, and you will get a painting from me. Just send me your address. And God bless you and your family.
God bless you as well. And I thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arlene.
I'll talk to you. And I'm serious about volunteering.
Okay. I got you down.
Okay. Take good care.
You too.
Bye.
You have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, I can't believe it. This was one of my first guests, Arniece Greene. She trusted me when I said, do you want to be on this podcast? I have this vision of bringing people together for conversation, and that podcast is God and Matter. Arniece said yes, pretty quickly, and we were able to have a great conversation. As I look back over the time that's passed in the 2 months, so much has changed. Arniece is still doing well. As I said in the preview in the last episode, she is tearing up the real estate industry. It might be prayers, and it also might be who she is. She's a beautiful soul. The video of the school parade is up on the God and Matter website. Arniece is married to a police officer, by the way, an African-American police officer. I checked in with Arniece to find out how they were doing. It's been 2 months since we interviewed, and the unrest that's taking place now wasn't happening then. Her response is not surprising. She said that they were in prayer, literally prayer each day. For the protesters, for him, for his fellow officers, that they'd all be safe. She also said something very interesting. Her husband agrees. There's an issue we need to address as a society for equality, for all people to have the right, the God-given right, to live and to be. That's what the protesters are asking for. Interestingly enough, as I was preparing this episode, I received word of the death of Sean Monterosa, African-American police chief. delay in reporting his death, and contradicting themselves in the midst of news conferences. It makes you wonder, is this black and white? Is this blue versus black? What's going on? Over the weekend, I happened to see a post from Cafe Anderson. For those who don't know, he's a country singer. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue. He's also African American. Cafe has a strong sense of pride. He also has a strong sense of culture and has a strong voice and love of family and country. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I was a little surprised it was so great. But that conversation proves that God and matter is the right choice. And I look back from where I started 2 months ago to now, and I'm really thankful. God and Matter is produced by Arlene Speaks Media, LLC. God and Matter is available at youtube.com and distributed through castbox.fm. Thank you so much for listening. For those who would like more information about God and Matter, please visit our website at godandmatter.com. Until then, be well, and most importantly, be safe.